Mimos, how was your week? Did you happen to see my impact driver versus drill video? My Mir Mini that I thought was just a quick and easy overview of impact drivers and no big deal. But what happened? Over 500 people have left comments on that video. It has become so controversial, and it's because I made one comment in that it's really funny how sometimes you can make a video and never expect what's going to happen with that video, but I made a comment that the impact driver makes a tapping action, and a lot of tool guys who really know tools said, no, it doesn't make a tapping action, it makes a sideways tapping action, something, I don't know. I'm not a tool guy. I don't claim to be a tool guy. I use tools to make things. But it was good for me because anytime there's a little bit of controversy, I get my view counts up a little bit. But anyway, the point of the video was that I think the impact drivers are really cool and that they help you put screws in a lot easier than a regular drill. That's all that video was about. It really had nothing to do with the mechanics of how a driver works because I really don't care. I really don't care about tools in general. I just like to make stuff. The other comment, and I knew before I posted that video I was gonna get a lot of comments because whenever I show a close-up of a Phillips head screw, there are these like Robertson, those are the square head screws. They're like these zealots, these people who say, why aren't you using Robertson screws? They're way better. They're passionate, I guess, about those square head screws. And I do use them, of course. I have my Craig jig, and when I put in those pocket screws, those are all square head screws. But for the most part, at least in America, it's harder to find those. So you have to go searching for them. If I go to my hardware store, they might have a small selection of them, but in general, I'll find Phillips screws, so that's what I use. And if you're gonna buy, say, hinges or something, most likely those are gonna have Phillips head screws. What a weird video that turned out to be. I really shouldn't post videos about tools because tools get people really worked up. As to this week's project, the router case, here it is right here. You can hear all of my router bits. I really like this case. I think it's going to be really handy, but I had questions from people wondering what I did with those old boxes when I said I was going to throw them away. I did throw those boxes away. I kind of have this rule. It's not really a rule. It's a preference. Whenever I bring something new into my shop, I'd like to get rid of one thing, so I maintain an equilibrium. If I can get rid of two things for every one thing I bring in, that would even be better. But anyways, I did save the hardware. In fact, that's what I used. This clasp is from one of my old boxes that I used I had for the router bits, because I couldn't find a clasp like this at the hardware store. At least it was that small and that really worked well. So that's what I used. Oh, and it had Phillips head screws on that too. The other thing I wanted to point out was that these slots that I was going to cut into the sides, well, I'm glad I didn't do that because I think that would have been really a challenge to make everything fit properly. But it would help to get these, see how they're kind of crooked in there? It would keep those straight, but it doesn't really matter. Can't go wrong with a good shop project. Oh, so I got this in the mail from Jordan. He sent me these little, let's see if I can see this. He does metal work. These are a couple prototypes. It looks like aluminum, and they're, what they are is they're little magnets that you can drop a Sharpie into. They're called, he calls them Sharpiets. I don't know why they're just for Sharpies. I think it would probably work for other brands too. I don't know. But that was pretty cool. And he's got a Kickstarter campaign. I'll have a link down in the description if you're interested in taking a look at that. Wow, it's August already. Summer is just flying by. So it's just about a month away. We'll be going to the Woodworking in America show. I hope you're gonna go to that. I still have to figure out a place where we can have a meetup there. There's a couple places around there. I'll probably call first just to make sure it's cool if a bunch of people just kind of show up there. My plans for the TARDIS, I haven't started yet. I still plan on doing the TARDIS, but I really got to kind of solidify what it is I want to do. I know what I'm leaning towards. I'm leaning towards building a full-size TARDIS. I think I may. If I can get it figured out, design something soon enough, and build it. I want to build it and have it done in the next couple of weeks because that's when the new season of Doctor Who starts, and so it would coincide with that. Oh, I got a special project coming up this Friday too. It's a special project because I'm working, well, I'm not going to tell you who it is I'm working with. We got a collab. We're doing a collab. That's what those of us in the biz call it. you guys can get involved in it too. So you'll see that on Friday. And if I have time, I'll do an Ask Mimo this week, but I'm not sure. I've got kind of a lot of things going on right now, and I'll let you know more about those things coming up too. That's it for now. I'll talk to you guys later.